Anyway, my friends and family, I think this could be like the last one, maybe. Yeah, I think this could be the last origin story because after this, I actually started this YouTube channel. So I moved to a different place, and I remember like it was April of 2023 where I went and I booked a new spot in a place, and the goal was for me to be able to go every single day and do work there, and that's what I did every day, even on Sundays. I would go every single day. I would open my laptop and I would code. I would code and I would code and I would figure out what I'm trying to code and I would like figure out what I'm trying to do. Almost every single thing that I had to do, I would just keep doing it, doing it, doing it till I was done. It was such a beautiful feeling when I finished and I was like testing out my website and it was deployed and everything. For some fucking reason, when I actually went online, I went and I gave it to friends of mine to test it out. It just didn't work out. See, my voice kind of like drifted right now because like my whole body's kind of like in disappointed mode. I don't really necessarily think it was just that the website was failed, well, had failed. I think I was like completely exhausted because I had been working on it for like 3 months straight. And so by the time it finished and I thought it was finished, I was like, yay, I can finally do it. But I didn't. Well, in these 3 months, I also started basically. I remember, no, before these 3 months when we were still in the startup, I actually like went to Dubai to test the distance between me and the people that were there. And on top of all of that, I also went to I started interviewing people from Poland in order to see programmers from Poland in order to like see if I can get some people on board. Their pricings though were like super ridiculous. It was fine. It was super ridiculous. But they seemed to be like they seemed to know what the fuck they were doing. And like every single piece, every single one of those interviews was like information for me before it was anything, and that was my goal. And every other like interview when it came to what I when I went to Dubai, everything I did in Dubai was also like just for me to understand what the fuck I was doing. I don't know if it was pretentious of me or it was just like it needed to be done. I needed to like explore more to understand where I am or what I can do. Inch by inch, man, inch by inch. I just like built my momentum, whatever it is that I actually wanted to like consider. Inch by inch. Sorry, man, I'm fidgeting because this is uncomfortable. Inch by inch, I got to a point where my website was done and I still was not able to actually like have anyone use it. Right now, I'm feeling more pumped than ever. And I'm like everything I'm that's in front of me right now is building towards what I would want to like get out of this website. All the training that I'm doing, I don't know, man. The goal is for it to be done by like January. It can be done, very easily can be done. I've already finished it once. All I'm doing right now is changing the tools and I'm expanding like my knowledge base when it comes to the things that I used to build it back then. And it just seems to be a fun thing to be actively approaching. And I really think from now on, whatever it is I'm using is not going to change because I can build on top of it. So I also personally, I'm not really like, I think I gotten over the frustration of always changing what I'm doing, what I'm using. It was super frustrating at that point. It's because like I wasn't really like, I didn't get to feel confident and I didn't get to build my confidence in whatever it is I was doing. I would always kind of like, what am I doing? And after I finish doing it and it works, it ends up not really working. It's just like one of the worst things I think, like when it comes to coding, is It's basically it works on my laptop. It's just like stupid shit. But so I've learned a lot since then, and I think that was by like July. By June, I had finished it, I think by mid-June, and that's when I started on my e-commerce journey. And over the course of, I think by July, early July, is when I did my first video with you guys. And yeah, I remember I watched this video once, I don't know when, uh, watched it a long time ago, but like in my first video was the 16th of July. And it was fun. It was like the first house that I actually moved into outside of like my work. And back then, man, I don't know. This seems to be like a recap of a whole lot of stuff. It seems to be like reminiscing of the initial stages of whatever it is I'm doing right now. Whatever, man, I'm not gonna go. Let me focus back on the video. But anyway, so to actually be able to gamify society, I have to step by step kind of like build people into using whatever it is that I have. And and I have to get people to test it out. I have to get like companies because it's a social network with entities at the core. I have to get companies to actually test it out. I have to get individuals to want to play with it a bit. I have to get some momentum in order to understand what I need to build. But anyways, my goal was after I actually built the website for me to be touring across different places in Lebanon. And like on every week, I would go to a place and I would just walk around and basically shoot videos there. And the goal was for me to slowly, basically, but surely, actually include the people that I'm getting into, and to be able to, through the experience of actually interacting with the people that are using my platform, kind of change it, adjust it, and do all these kind of cute things. And step by step to build my network and to build the community. Because at the core of my belief, I believe if I'm gonna fail building a community here when it comes to like YouTube, then I'm going to fail building a community for my platform because I'm gonna need social media. And I'm gonna need to be doing these things in order for me to like kind of level up how I'm actually interacting with the world. And step by step, these are the interactions that should push me to actually succeed, whether I actually am aware of it or not. And the goal is strictly to be consistent every step of the way, to be consistent with the things that are necessary for this to work. Because the first thing I need to do is build a community around myself in order for every company that works with me on the platform to be able to establish its own community around itself. And from there, man, any way I look at it, the sky's the limit. Because Jim Ron, I don't know if anyone knows who Jim Ron is. But Jim Ron used to say, like, instead of using 100% of your own like strength, why not use 100% of everyone's strength and use 1% of your strength in order to like get that 100%? I think at that point he was talking about leadership hierarchy and how to actually like work with people when you're approaching a bigger goal. Because as much as you would always want to kind of be the person that builds everything on their own, and that's kind of, I don't know if it's an arrogance or it's an egotistical approach. And yesterday I found out, I always thought there was like a difference, but yesterday I found out what the difference was between egotistical and between being an egoist and egotist. And being egocentric is very much being concerned with your own interests, whilst being egotistical is basically being concerned with yourself. And I believe there's a balance between you actually always reflecting on your interests, but your interests have to include everyone else around you. Everyone. Everyone. If someone is around you and whatever you're working on is not contributing to their interest, then it's not contributing to yours. Maybe temporarily it will like benefit you, but it's not going to contribute to yours. Friction, like it takes longer time for good news to travel than bad news. And it takes a longer time to actually get in gear and a lot more energy to get in gear. But like it literally takes one pebble for you to start slowing down. And that's basically what friction does. So there has to be a balance, and every single thing concerning your own interests needs to include everyone else's interests at all times, at all times. And I think when you've mastered everyone's interest, then it can't be helped. Anything you do will always be beneficial for you. And I think that's the power of community and properly building community and engaging with like-minded people and going in like similar directions. I think that's even the beauty of One Piece because like every other person has their own plan on the actual ship, but every one of them is actually like, but they know they can trust each other to get there. And I really think that's how, not gonna fucking lie, man, this whole thing is heavily influenced by anime. And this tattoo here is literally like the first episode of One Piece. So I finally told you guys the story. And tomorrow we start debating and discussing all the details of society that we could upload on a platform without the bias of human beings. Domo, thank you.